Ladies and gentlemen, do you know where we are? We are in Brussels. Yeah, we are in La Grande Place or a Grote Markt, in Flemish or French. Because Brussels is a bilingual city. We speak those both languages, French and Flemish. That's why in all the street signs it's written in both languages. Originally in the city, people were speaking more Flemish. It's like a Flemish city. And then more and more people start to speak French. It became more a French-speaking city, more than 90% nowadays. With my heavy accent, guess from which part I am?
French.
Yes. So my name is Julien and I will be your guide today. Welcome to Sanderman's free walking tour. So who has done already a free tour before?
Not me.
Okay, so I'll explain you how it goes. Basically, we'll hang out in the street for approximately 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. We'll talk about history, about architecture, about legends, about waffles, about chocolate, about beers, about many things. After 1 hour and a half of walking in the streets, we'll have a 20-minute break because we will deserve it. Then you have time to have a beer, have a hot chocolate, whatever you want. After that, we'll go to the upper part of the town for the next 50 minutes for the last stops. After that, if you want, feel free to donate something. What do you feel it's worth it, my work? So I'm a freelancer. I'm not directly working for Sanderman's. It's more we have like a partnership. It's more me who are paying them actually with the tips. In my tour, I have only 2 rules. First, if you are crossing the streets, please pay attention to the street signs. Also, if you decide to leave the tour before the end, let me know. Otherwise, I will think you are dead. Also, if you have any question, I'm here for that. Don't hesitate to talk with me if you want to talk about anything during the stops. I'm your man. Ready to start?
Yes.
Alright. So let's talk about that house. This is the house of the king. Looks like a Harry Potter house, but no kings ever lived there. It was Charles King Administration Office in 1515. Now it's the museum of the city of Brussels. In Flemish, this building has a totally other name. It's called the House of the Bakery. Bakery? What? Okay, I will explain you why. Do you know what a guild is?
No.
A guild is an association of workers. It's like a brotherhood when people are discussing matters about different subjects. And this house was the oldest guild in town. It was created in the 13th century. But here, if you look at the building, that's not from the 13th century. It was completely reconstructed in a neo-Gothic style in 1873. Now, if you look around in the square, all the houses, most of the houses are guilds, old brotherhoods. They have many names as well. So you have the brotherhoods of the carpenter, you have the boatman, you have the painter, many. And they also have nicknames. For example, this house is called the Bag. You have the she-wolf, you have many different. It's very interesting to really look at the stories of those buildings. Now, if you look as well a bit up, you might see some dates. Can you see it?
No.
You have a date here and there. Here, 1697, 1698. Why? It's because in 1695 there were a massive bombing here in the city. The city was completely destroyed. Guess by who? By the French, of course. By Louis XIV, the Sun King. The French monarchy were fighting a big alliance against the King of England, against Guillaume III from Holland, against a couple of states from Germany, and also the Spaniards, because Brussels was part of the Spaniard Empire back in the days. So the king from France didn't want to take the city. He just wanted to burn it, like Daenerys in Game of Thrones. I know you know what I mean. So after that, they decided to rebuild it, you know. That's why if you look at that building here, you see a bird. You know which bird is that?
A phoenix.
This is the phoenix, exactly, right, the phoenix. Because when you go down, you come back from the ashes and then you're alive again. So that's why they create the statue. And they rebuilt all the buildings from that building because that was the only house remain. Also, that's City Hall and that house. So that's City Hall. If you look at that, you might see something weird about that.
The windows.
Yes, there is the windows. This part is bigger than this part. There's also the arches there are bigger and there are less than on that part. Also, if you look at the door, it's not in the middle. This building was built in the 15th century, and you know the architect was in competition with another city to construct the more beautiful building, the bigger. It was in competition with Leuven. And unfortunately they lost because they got limited by that street, so they couldn't construct something bigger. So the architect was very disappointed because he constructed something that was not symmetrical and he lost the competition. So there is a legend about him. You know what? When you find out about that, you just climb the stairs, went on the top of the tower and jump. Puff! Dead. No, don't worry, it's a legend. You know why it's a legend? It's because this guy constructed all the buildings after. So difficult to construct something when you're dead, no? Isn't it? Yeah. So any question?
No.